And so now we're going to get back to talking to Jamie about the aspect of addiction and helping those who are either struggling with addiction or those who have loved ones or friends or coworkers that you know have an addiction that some insights to understand it better. And one thing that really stood out to me in Jamie's book was uh, every single chapter has so much powerful information and insights in it. And one of them is called A Gaping Hole. And I'm going to read this from his book because it's really powerful. You have to feel the hole to fill the hole. It takes awareness and an unveiling of the belligerent denial that is occurring. Feel the hole, fill the hole. Eventually, you can feel whole. Those words are powerful. And talk about the problem that most addicts have with filling those holes.
That's still crazy to me that I wrote a book. I'm sorry.
You sounded pretty
Like that,
darn good there, didn't you?
that's pretty good, man.
That's powerful. I remember reading it when I was in the editing. I just loved that statement.
One of the, from what I've learned, in addicts and alcoholics, both on the bad side and the good side, there's something wrong. There's
Mhm.
something wrong, and that's what I refer to as the whole. There's something missing. There's this chase. There's this desire to pursue. There's
Mhm.
the race that you don't know where the finish line is. You don't even know why you're running. It's just
Right.
trying to obtain, trying to get, trying to outdo. My recovery and my experience I speak of, I needed guidance. I needed
Yes.
help. That's I make that suggestion to people. I can only speak of my experience. You have to go deep into yourself. It's a journey, and there's something that your personality you're not proud of, something that might be haunting you from childhood, an event that happened in elementary school, serious events,
Yeah.
trauma events,
Right.
deaths, surprises, molestations, just crazy. But there's also sometimes you don't know what it is.
Right.
And it's there because the evidence is there because of your present day actions and the way you are and the way you react and the way you prioritize things. And it's another one of those so unique about what I call a disease, the malady, the spiritual malady. You might not even need to try to figure out what the whole is.
Right.
It's fill yourself with service, fill it with positivity, fill it with living in the moment.
Fill it with positive options.
Even
Right.
like early in recovery and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I went through AA,
Right.
and it's a service, service directed recovery
Right. Right.
program.
Right.
And you show up brand new, and nobody, they start telling you what to do.
Right.
Come in 10 minutes early, make coffee, get 5 phone numbers and call these people,
And help them out. Right.
and that on a very, secular level, that's small. You want me to show up and that's your job now. And if
Yeah.
you don't do it, you're going to have 30 of these guys are going to be mad at you, but
Yeah.
it gives you a reason. And especially and this was my problem, was I was a functioning alcoholic. I was a
Yes.
functioning, I had the cool car and the shoes and my bills were paid, and I had, the extra, I was never bankrupt.
Right.
So I was spiritually bankrupt, but I had all this fake outer stuff.
Yes.
And that's why I thought I was a little bit better than everybody. But then
Mm.
there are some people that are on the streets and they
Yes.
don't. And when they come in and they have a job all of a sudden, it's not a paying job, but you need to get here and make coffee.
Right.
You need to get here and set up the room. Like, it gives you a purpose and it gives you a reason. And a lot of times that is what the whole is too. Like, you feel like you don't have a reason.
Right. You don't have any purpose.
And you self-medicate so much that you quit looking for it, and the hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, and I really think you nail it. I think part of the reason that you subtitled this From Addiction, Self-Destruction to Purpose is that what you have seen in yourself and what you have seen in others who have finally beat the addiction rap, so to speak, is they found their purpose. They found their purpose. They found their reason for being. Um, I also want you to talk about this one, wanting recovery. Okay, so being afraid of having to give up their evils, vices, and shortcomings before they can be accepted is what is the problem in the first place. So that was from the wanting recovery, and unless somebody wants recovery, they're not going to. They're not ever going to recover.
No, you
It
can't.
really does come back to choice. Nobody can. And and something I learned a long time ago is Al-Anon, which is a supporting side
Mhm.
to AA, isn't about helping the addict recover. It's about helping you be able to manage the fact that you have an addict loved one. And it really reinforces that you can't change it, you didn't cause it, and you can't cure their choice of addiction.
Right.
So what would you say to both those who are addicted and those who have somebody addicted when it comes to the wanting recovery?
The
We got
the
about a minute and a half.
well, the harsh reality, and I've told people this in recovery, in meetings, if you don't want it right now, I mean, please come. The miracle will happen. But if you don't want it, just go back out
Hmm.
and live that life. And I hope you can come back.
Right,
But if you put up that wall and you don't want it, you're not going to get the message. You'll
right,
you'll always be able to find an excuse. You'll always be able to find a reason to it's self-hate, but
yeah,
you'll throw that on somebody else because
right.
of the way they look, because of the difference in the demographics between you and them, and just anything and everything.
Well, and you even say in your book that you were jaming America, right? You had the white picket fence life. So, uh, and I think it's really important. Not every addict is a homeless person.
Right.
Addiction does not have any prejudice or
It does
bias.
not discriminate.
It does not discriminate. And so, in the next like 30 seconds, what would you say to that?
Whew, that was a hard one for me because I held myself in such high esteem, and being an overachiever in
Yeah,
school and being a self-induced overachiever in my sports because I put myself
sure.
in places where I knew could succeed. Um, it's hard. It's hard.
Mhm.
I can't even answer that in the 10 seconds.
That's okay. That's all right.
We might have to come back on that one.
Okay, let's come back after break. Yeah.